coil around between and on each side of the electromagnetic module and collect the energy. Voila!
Have you ever wondered what it would be like to travel to another dimension? Or imagine seeing a world different from ours, where the laws of physics and the course of history are altered? Well, one teenager claims to have done just that. His name is Max Loughan, and he is not your ordinary 16-year-old. He is a self-taught genius who has built his inventions, such as a free energy device and a nuclear reactor. However, he is also a speaker at various events, sharing his insights on topics ranging from quantum mechanics to artificial intelligence. Anyway, how has Max Loughan astounded the world with his extraordinary intelligence? And where exactly is Max Loughan now? Come with us as we reveal how the world's smartest kid disappeared and appeared years later with a terrifying message. Max Loughan, a young prodigy. For several years now, Max Loughan has been regarded by many as one of the world's most intelligent young minds. He first gained widespread attention in 2016 when Green's presentation on an energy device was live-streamed on Facebook. The then 13-year-old's ideas quickly went viral, and an interview with him at the United Nations on July 22, 2016, garnered over 2 million views. Max has always seen himself as someone destined to make a significant impact. He said, "From the beginning of my existence on this planet, I have always believed that I am here for a purpose. That purpose is to innovate and shape the future. I possess the energy, the drive, and the strength to make it happen." Max Loughan was 13 years old when he supported the idea that CERN's Large Hadron Collider had accidentally destroyed our universe and shifted us into a parallel one. The idea of parallel universes isn't new. Most of us have seen it in Marvel movies or shows like Rick and Morty. He pointed to the Mandela effect, where people remember things differently from how they actually happened. He believes this proves we've moved into the darkest timeline. Despite clear scientific evidence against it, many people believed it. However, the theory that we live in an alternate universe now is less common. While this theory might inspire exciting sci-fi stories, it's important to note that there's no real evidence for it. What's more concerning is that so many people are more willing to believe this wild idea than face the reality that many of our current problems could be caused by something as fundamental as late-stage capitalism. Just another theory, but one rooted in today's world. Also, at only 13 years old, Loughan solved the energy crisis. He created a $14 energy access gadget from scratch, a system that can generate all the required energy without using coal, oil, or solar power. Loughan claimed that the device turned electromagnetic energy into usable electrical energy. He even lit a string of LED lights using energy from his homemade contraption. However, his ambitious and bold inventions have sparked widespread attention and raised the question, how was he able to know and do all of these at such a young age? And what role does his parents play in helping him achieve this greatness? Max Loughan's family background. Max Loughan, born on November 14, 2002, is a young, self-proclaimed theoretical physicist who has garnered attention for his innovative ideas and passion for science. He first gained recognition for creating a crystal radio using items he found around his family's home in Incline Village, Nevada. His homemade device captured the imagination of many, particularly because a teenager crafted it with no formal education in electrical engineering or physics at the time. Though there is little publicly available information about his family background, such as his parents' names, occupations, or origins, it is known that Max has a twin brother named Jack. Interestingly, Jack appeared as an extra in the 2014 movie Snake and Mongoose. Max and Jack are homeschooled, and from an early age they demonstrated a deep interest in learning. By age 14, the two brothers took college-level online courses at MIT. Their education wasn't confined to textbooks. They nurtured their curiosity in a home laboratory in their garage in Incline Village, where they conducted various experiments and worked on inventions. Max Loughan's talents have led him to participate in various prestigious events. In 2013, he was involved in the Nexus Global Youth Summit, gathering young innovators and thought leaders. In October 2016, he appeared at EcoXSW in Austin, Texas, further building his reputation as a youthful visionary. His contributions to science and the environment earned him recognition in February 2017, when he was an honoree and keynote speaker at the Global Green and Flaunt Magazine Academy Awards fundraiser at TAO in Hollywood, California. There, Max shared the stage with renowned figures like Orlando Bloom, Jeff Bridges, and Oliver Stone, showcasing his ideas to an influential audience. In March 2017, Max was asked to participate as a panelist at the World Science Festival in Brisbane, Australia, hosted by Nobel laureate Professor Brian Schmidt. There are rumors that Max pursued a degree in physics engineering at the University of Wisconsin-Madison to contribute to scientific innovation and renewable energy. Early in his career, he studied particle physics and renewable energy. Max Loughan raised concern about CERN. Max Loughan also ventured beyond his free energy device claims, expressing theories that delve into speculative physics and cosmology. This modest intellectual eminence has proposed that our universe was destroyed by the European Organization for Nuclear Research, CERN, and that we are now inhabiting a parallel universe. The European Organization for Nuclear Research is renowned for operating the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, Earth's most powerful particle accelerator. According to Loughan, CERN's high-energy experiments, which aim to probe the deepest mysteries of matter, may have had unintended and potentially catastrophic consequences. He suggested that the particle collisions at CERN could have fractured the fabric of our universe, leading to a shift into a parallel reality. This idea taps into a popular, yet unproven hypothesis among certain theorists that powerful collisions could alter the structure of space-time. Loughan's conjecture about CERN fracturing the universe aligns with the notion of the multiverse, where our universe could be one of many coexisting realities. He imagines that the work conducted at CERN may have inadvertently caused our reality to shift. However, there is no scientific evidence to support this. Despite this, Loughan's idea has resonated with segments of the public fascinated by the intersection of advanced science and speculative possibilities. This is not Max Loughan's first notion that has alarmed the scientific community and surprised residents and visitors. Remember that scientists had already broken apart subatomic particles to mimic the Big Bang at CERN, the enormous tunnel in Switzerland. Max also asserts that his deep knowledge of quantum mechanics and string theory allowed him to build groundbreaking inventions, like a free energy device and a nuclear reactor. Alongside these concerns, Max continues to envision a future where he can create a free energy machine to revolutionize the world by providing limitless power to those in need. In his view, such a device could solve global issues like poverty, energy scarcity, and environmental degradation. He sees himself as part of a long line of thinkers, from Nikola Tesla to modern-day innovators, who believe in the possibility of harnessing untapped sources of energy from the environment. Max Loughan, free energy harvesting device. Max Loughan claimed to have built a device capable of harvesting free energy from the atmosphere. He credited his inspiration to Nikola Tesla, the legendary scientist and inventor known for his work in electromagnetism and wireless power transmission. Loughan, still a teenager, delivered interviews and public talks, impressing audiences with his eloquence and apparent grasp of complex scientific concepts. His goal was ambitious: to bring free energy to the world, improving lives by providing accessible power to those in need. However, his invention had a critical flaw. It didn't possess the large-scale potential he suggested. The premise of extracting enough free energy from the air to generate significant power ran into a fundamental issue. The atmosphere simply doesn't contain sufficient electromagnetic energy for practical power production. Max's device, while intriguing in theory, was limited by this constraint. To investigate Loughan's claim, Electroboom, a popular YouTube channel known for debunking pseudoscientific gadgets, conducted an experiment based on Max's ideas. The host measured the available electromagnetic energy in the air using a wire, only to find that it produced less than 1 volt of electricity. As the video uploaded on January 24, 2018 humorously concluded, "Not enough to power shit." In essence, the energy present in the atmosphere was far too weak to produce any meaningful electrical output. Max's story was more complex and somewhat ironic because his so-called revolutionary invention was a modern version of a crystal radio. Crystal radios are simple devices that have existed for over a century, designed to convert radio waves into sound without requiring an external power source. They use the small amount of energy contained in radio waves to function. Still, they do not generate usable power beyond basic sound reproduction. Max had, in effect, used contemporary tools to recreate this historical device rather than discovering any new method for energy production. Despite the technical limitations and criticisms from experts, Max's profile on the We Are Family Foundation highlighted the excitement that surrounded him. His vision of lighting the world with free energy appealed to many, particularly his efforts to increase safety, literacy, and basic living conditions for underserved communities. Yet experts quickly pointed out the technical impossibility of generating significant amounts of usable power from ambient electromagnetic energy. Far from breaking new ground, his device reinstated a long-known concept with limited real-world applications. Nonetheless, how has Max's enthusiasm for science and desire to make a positive impact inspired him to create more inventions despite being questioned? Max Loughan and Parallel Universe. Max Loughan, a teenager known for his bold ideas and inventive spirit, claims to have visited parallel universes. In these alternative realities, the laws of physics and history differ from our own. He believes he has proof to support these claims, including memories and physical objects he says are from these other worlds. Parallel universes or multiverses arise from scientific theories such as cosmic inflation and string theory. The theory of inflation suggests that after the Big Bang, the universe expanded rapidly, and this expansion continues in different regions of space. These regions form bubble universes, each with its distinct properties. While some may resemble our universe, others could be drastically different, following different laws of physics or historical events. String theory, a theoretical framework that seeks to explain the nature of everything using tiny vibrating strings, also supports the possibility of parallel universes. It allows for multiple solutions to the equations of the universe, meaning many different realities could exist, each shaped by unique forces and conditions. Although the idea of parallel universes is intriguing, there is no definitive proof for their existence. Some scientists believe that future experiments, like those conducted at the Large Hadron Collider, LHC, at CERN, or detailed studies of cosmic microwave background radiation, the remnants of the Big Bang, could help provide evidence. However, this idea also presents many challenges, such as defining probability in different universes, the paradoxes of time travel, and potential causality violations. The Large Hadron Collider, LHC, plays a crucial role in Max Loughan's narrative, as he posits that the experiments conducted by this massive machine have the potential to tear the fabric of the universe apart. According to Loughan, the sequence of events typically unfolds when the experiment proceeds as planned. However, at some point, something goes scary. An unnoticed anomaly triggers a chain reaction that splits reality into countless parallel universes and alters the flow of time. This phenomenon, he argues, could explain occurrences like the Mandela effect. Loughan attributes the Mandela effect to CERN's experiments, defining it as a phenomenon in which groups collectively remember events or details differently from what is recorded in history or other sources. The term is named after Nelson Mandela, the former president of South Africa, because many individuals distinctly remember him dying in prison during the 1980s, even though he passed away in 2013. Loughan uses the Mandela effect to bolster his theory of parallel universes and alternate realities, suggesting that these discrepancies question the reliability of historical records and sources. This raises profound implications about the nature of our reality, hinting that the present and our past may have been altered due to manipulations of time and reality itself. Such claims challenge our understanding of history and prompt deeper inquiry into the consequences of the LHC's experiments. However, what part of Loughan's claim continues to captivate imaginations in science and science fiction? Testing the parallel universe theories. CERN's potential connections to the Mandela effect have ignited a long-standing debate within the scientific community about the nature of reality and our understanding of the universe. The concept of the multiverse proposes that every possible outcome of a quantum event manifests in a separate universe, resulting in an infinite expansion of parallel worlds. This theory implies that quantum particles, such as electrons, can exist in multiple states simultaneously, each unfolding in a distinct universe. The search for evidence of the multiverse continues to be one of modern physics's most exciting and speculative areas. The universes predicted by string theory and cosmic inflation share the same physical space. Unlike the multiple universes posited by quantum mechanics, which exist in a purely mathematical realm. Because these universes exist in the same physical space, they could potentially overlap or even collide, leaving distinct signatures in the observable universe, marks that scientists are keenly searching for. Although there is a slim probability that realms beyond our current observation exist, Loughan's approach offers new insights into these unknown universes and their connection with ours. The exact nature of these signatures depends heavily on the specifics of the models used. Still, possibilities range from cold or hot spots in the cosmic microwave background, CMB, to unexplained voids in the distribution of galaxies. The CMB, the faint afterglow left over from the Big Bang, is particularly interesting because it represents the oldest light in the universe and acts like a cosmic canvas that could potentially bear the traces of these universe-to-universe collisions. Such collisions would likely disrupt the smooth, uniform temperature patterns we observe in the CMB, creating detectable anomalies. Efforts to find these signatures are ongoing. Some scientists are directly searching the cosmic sky for imprints left by possible collisions between universes, particularly in the CMB. Although no definitive evidence has been found, the search continues with more sensitive instruments. Others are taking an indirect approach by looking for gravitational waves, ripples in space-time caused by massive objects like colliding black holes. If we can detect certain kinds of gravitational waves, they could provide strong evidence for inflation, a key component of the multiverse theory. Since inflation predicts the existence of countless universes, detecting it could bring us one step closer to proving the multiverse's reality. Whether or not we will ever definitively prove the existence of other universes remains an open question. The challenges are immense, given that these other universes may be so distant or their interactions so subtle that their signatures are nearly impossible to detect. Yet the profound implications of such a discovery drive scientists to continue their search. If successful, proving the existence of the multiverse would fundamentally transform our understanding of reality, showing us that our universe is just one small piece of a much larger, infinitely complex puzzle. The multiverse concept continues to spark profound philosophical and psychological inquiry, offering a fresh perspective on the consequences of our actions. However, it is essential to remain grounded in reality, where our actions have tangible effects. Exploring the multiverse provides novel insights, as evidenced by Loughan's theory and CERN's experiments. The Large Hadron Collider. The Large Hadron Collider, the world's largest and most powerful particle accelerator, is nestled beneath the forbidden grounds of Geneva, on the France-Switzerland border. The LHC began to take shape in the late 1950s. Still, it wasn't until September 10, 2008 that its engine officially roared to life. This monumental facility remains the latest addition to CERN's accelerator complex. It is set to operate for the next 20 years, interspersed with scheduled upgrades and maintenance. The LHC is capable of recreating the conditions that existed just a billionth of a second after the Big Bang, allowing scientists to collide high-energy subatomic particles in a controlled environment and observe the interactions that occur. But why do they smash particles together? At first glance, it might seem trivial, yet the implications are profound. The Standard Model of Particle Physics, a theory developed in the early 1970s, describes fundamental particles and their interactions. It has successfully predicted a wide array of phenomena and has explained almost all experimental results in particle physics. However, this model has limitations. It leaves many questions unanswered, which the LHC aims to explore. One significant mystery is the origin of mass. The Standard Model fails to explain how mass arises and why some particles are incredibly heavy while others are massless. Theorists Robert Brout, Francois Englert, and Peter Higgs proposed a mechanism to address this issue, the Brout-Englert-Higgs mechanism. This theory suggests that particles acquire mass when interacting with an invisible field known as the Higgs field, which permeates the universe. Particles that interact strongly with the Higgs field become heavy, while those with weaker interactions remain light. The search for the Higgs boson, the particle associated with the Higgs field, began in the late 1980s. This quest was straightforward in concept, but turned into a decades-long global hunt. The culmination of this effort came in July 2012, when data from the LHC confirmed the discovery of the Higgs boson beyond any reasonable doubt. This monumental breakthrough earned the Higgs boson the nickname the God particle. Its existence is critical. Without it, no particles would possess mass, which means no stars, planets, or us. Yet the discovery of the Higgs boson is not the end of the story. Researchers continue to study its properties and measure its rare decay to gain deeper insights. According to CERN, when physicists formulate new theories, they prioritize experimental validation. A recent example arose in January 2022, when CERN scientists announced evidence of X particles in the quark-gluon plasma created in the LHC. Various theories, including supersymmetry and the existence of extra dimensions, predict these X particles. They could represent unknown particles that make up dark matter or exotic particles beyond the standard model. Part of each year, the LHC facilitates collisions between lead ions, recreating conditions similar to those just after the Big Bang. When heavy ions collide at high energies, they momentarily form a quark-gluon plasma. Like all physics experiments, the LHC aims to test theoretical predictions and identify inconsistencies. Surprisingly, physicists are eager to discover holes in the standard model. This is crucial because certain phenomena, such as dark matter and energy, remain unexplained until these gaps are addressed. The matter we understand, comprising all the stars and galaxies, accounts for only about 4% of the universe's content. A lingering mystery has puzzled scientists for decades. What constitutes the remaining 23% of dark matter and 73% of dark energy? This question drives ongoing research and exploration, as uncovering the nature of these elusive components could revolutionize our understanding of the cosmos. Another critical mystery of the universe: the dark matter. Understanding dark matter is one of today's greatest challenges in physics. Scientists believe it constitutes most of the universe's mass, yet its exact composition remains elusive. With its powerful particle collisions, the Large Hadron Collider is a monumental scientific achievement that has made astonishing discoveries and is regarded as a key tool in studying dark matter particles. Another critical mystery of the universe is the striking asymmetry between matter and antimatter. According to the Big Bang theory, the universe should have begun with equal amounts of both. However, within the first second of its existence, virtually all antimatter seems to have vanished, leaving behind the ordinary matter we observe today. This imbalance, known as CP violation, is a focal point for experiments at the LHC. Understanding this asymmetry is essential for grasping our existence and the nature of our universe. Despite the scientific rigor behind these experiments, voices like that of young Max Loughan raise concerns about their safety and the potential dangers they pose. Even before Max, controversies and ominous warnings have surrounded CERN since its inception. These concerns intensified after the LHC began operations, despite the organization's attempts to reassure the public that there was nothing to fear. One of the most alarming fears is that the LHC could create black holes. Some scientists speculate that the detection of missing energy might imply the existence of extra dimensions. This theory suggests that high-energy collisions at CERN could produce microscopic black holes. Critics warn that these mini black holes could threaten Earth, with rumors circulating about a quantum black hole potentially appearing near Geneva, leading to dire predictions of Europe disappearing instantaneously. However, physicists argue that experiments at the LHC are conducted under strict safety protocols, and any black holes produced would be incredibly tiny and short-lived, disintegrating within about 10 to 27 seconds. Nonetheless, some theories suggest that higher energy levels might alter this outcome, and only time will reveal the true implications. The LHC's operation relies heavily on powerful magnetic fields to accelerate and direct particles, raising concerns about energy consumption and potential contributions to carbon emissions and environmental strain. Speculation about the LHC's ability to cause a complete shift in the Earth's magnetic field has sparked further debate, prompting a thorough review of CERN's safety measures and the potential risks associated with high-energy particle collisions. Despite these challenges, CERN remains resilient and optimistic, anticipating significant data collection and groundbreaking discoveries by 2025. Their dedication to unraveling the mysteries of the universe reflects their commitment to advancing knowledge, even amid public scrutiny and backlash. However, the public's growing skepticism leads many to find reason to take Max Loughan's words seriously. Yet many scientists questioned What authority does a child possess to challenge seasoned physicists and scientists? Max Loughan encountered hostility due to his claims. Max Loughan found himself at the center of controversy and hostility within the scientific community. His ambitious theories, which delve into complex concepts such as infinite restricted space, alternate universes, and parallel realities, have sparked intrigue and alarm among established scientists. What sets Loughan apart is his unique ability to convey these intricate ideas using a simple napkin, demonstrating creativity and an astonishing grasp of scientific principles that belies his age. Despite the brilliance of his explanations, which resonate with elements found in the philosophy of science articulated by physicist Thomas Kuhn, in his influential work, The Structure of Scientific Revolutions, Loughan's ideas have drawn skepticism. Many in the scientific community view his theories as naive or overly ambitious, leading to resentment and opposition towards him. This backlash likely stems from established scientists' discomfort when confronted with ideas that challenge conventional understanding, especially when articulated by someone so young. In the wake of the criticism, Loughan chose to retreat from the public eye after the disappointing reception of his energy harvesting invention. His last social media update, a heartfelt Facebook post from April 2020, read, "I like to build things. I want to change the world and make it a better place. I also hope to inspire." This message encapsulated his idealism and ambition, hinting at a deep-seated desire to contribute positively to society. However, everything took a dramatic turn when Max Loughan seemingly vanished without a trace. His disappearance cast a shadow of mystery and suspicion over his young career, leaving both fans and critics in a state of bewilderment. For years, the scientific community and those who had followed his journey were left to speculate about his fate, with some fearing that his bold ideas had been too much for the world to handle. Where is Max Loughan today? Speculation about Max Loughan's whereabouts has been fueled by misinformation. Still, there's no credible evidence to suggest that the young inventor is missing or hiding. His school, Tahoe Expedition Academy, posted a video of him delivering his senior passage presentation in 2021 and also published an article about him on its website, which provides reassurance that Loughan has been active and accounted for in recent years. The rumors about Loughan being missing gained traction after a video was posted on Instagram by Toilet Time TV on December 28, 2022. The video, titled "Where is Max Loughan?", featured one of the hosts incorrectly pronouncing Loughan's last name as Dugan. The host suggested that Loughan, who made headlines at 13 for inventing an energy harvesting device, had disappeared. They claimed his last known public appearance was 6 years ago, prompting curiosity about his current whereabouts. To further confuse matters, a graphic in the video also misspelled his name as Loughlin. The two hosts' conversation revolved around Loughan's supposed mysterious disappearance. One speculated about Loughan's work on harnessing cosmic energy to power cities. They built up the narrative that nobody had heard from Loughan, leaving viewers with the impression that he had vanished after making grand scientific claims. However, Richard Green, the journalist and communications expert who had discovered Max in 2016, quickly debunked these rumors. In a TikTok video published on December 8, 2022, Green addressed the growing online buzz, explaining that Loughan was neither missing nor hiding. Green said he hadn't spoken to Max in a while, but confirmed that Max and his brother and parents were doing well. He even hinted at the possibility of future projects involving Loughan, should the opportunity arise. In a follow-up TikTok on December 9, 2022, Green confirmed he had reached out to Loughan's family and was awaiting a response. He mentioned that his last communication with them had been about 6 weeks prior, during which everything seemed fine. The video reassured viewers that the family was typically responsive and in good spirits. Finally, in a third video posted on December 17, 2022, Green gave a more detailed update. He reported speaking directly with Max's mother, who confirmed that Max was alive and well and attending a major university in the United States. Green explained that Loughan had been preoccupied with finals at school, which accounted for his relative absence from public view. Despite the rumors, Loughan was simply focused on his education. Green is looking forward to reconnecting with Max soon and is considering hosting a special Zoom workshop with him. This would allow fans and followers to hear from the young inventor again. Similarly, in late 2022, TikTok user Jeans expressed concern for Max and searched for him. Gemins found a photo of Loughan and his family from March 2021. They mentioned, "I know we don't have anything from this year, but they are all laying low. They are not trying to get out there. I know his mom and dad just started a new business in Nevada, and he's working on a patent. It seems to be going well for their family. They are just hiding on the internet." The claims that Max Loughan had disappeared or gone into hiding were unfounded. He remains alive and well, continuing his education. Recently, Loughan resurfaced unexpectedly, sparking renewed interest and intrigue. His return came with a haunting message that suggested he had uncovered profound truths during his absence. These truths could potentially challenge the very foundations of our understanding of reality. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please don't forget to leave a comment, hit the like button, and subscribe for more interesting content. Check out another interesting video by clicking on the video appearing on your screen right now.